Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Daryl here. Hope you're having a great day today. Well, we're in the brand new studio and I've got to say it feels great to be all set up once again. So let's take a quick tour of the studio and of course check out some guitars because we are a guitar related channel. Here we go. Let's check it out. All right, let's jump in and check out the Tellys. We've got guitars represented from Fender. The middle one, the surf green one, is a parts caster I put together. And then we've got a G&L and a Paletti, which I will have a demo up in the next couple weeks. Absolutely amazing T-style guitar. Let's check out the rest. Now below the Tellys, we've got our single cut section. We've got a D'Angelico, a Schecter, a Gibson, an Eastman, and then on the far side, we've got our Gibson double cut. Very cool guitar. Let's move on and check out the Strats. Now on the Strat side of the wall, again, we've got a bunch of different brands represented and classic configurations, 3 single coils, humbucker single, and then the more super Strat, humbucker. That black super Strat, one of my favorite guitars in the collection. We built that together on the channel and it just turned out so great and it's just a joy to play. Now below the Strats, we've got a collection of high performance guitars. Ibanez, Relish, Schecter, PRS, and Music Man, all amazing guitars in their own rights. So that's a quick look at the brand new feature wall in the studio. I had most of these guitars in storage at the old place, so it feels really great to have them out and accessible. They're all hung on string swing rail systems, and as you can see, they hang any style of headstock really securely, so very happy with that setup. Now right next to the main feature wall is a little shelf for pedals. Much easier just to reach and grab a pedal there where you can see rather than, digging through boxes and whatever. So you can just grab one off the shelf, plug it in, play, very convenient. Now when I was putting the shelf together, I put a spacer behind it so that I had room to run some LED strips, which is kind of fun. You can just change the color depending on your mood or whatever. So that's just a fun little, addition to the studio. Makes the pedals look great. Now facing opposite the main feature wall is this little half wall. This is where I've put all my fun, interesting, and quirky instruments. I'm just gonna look down at my monitor here. Yeah, we've got the Gretsch, the Dan Electro, the Music Man. This is the Albert Lee, signed by Albert, which is awesome. Another Telecaster with P90s, the Ultimate Epiphone there. Godin, multi-act nylon over there, 3 pickup SG, a couple offsets from Fender, and D'Angelico, and another Gretsch. So I often find myself grabbing a guitar off this wall just because they're such fun, interesting, and unique guitars. And on the final wall of this room, we've got the Workstation. So we've got a pair of Neumann KH120 studio monitors, which are great for kind of small studio projects like what I do. We've got an Alienware liquid cool tower, which keeps things running fast and smooth. And we've got diffuser panels top to bottom, which helps control some of the bounce back. It keeps things relatively under control. Now, one of the main things I was looking for when putting together the new studio was to get my amp into an isolation booth. I was able to do that. Let's go check it out. So here's a quick peek at the amp in its ISO booth. We've got soundproof insulation all around, and then I had a few extra diffuser panels kicking around that I just put in there. So it should give us a really, accurate and pure tone. So when we're demoing guitars or pedals, it'll really help out. Well, it wouldn't be much of a studio tour if I didn't do some playing for you guys. So the amp is in its ISO booth with the Rode NT1 and the Earthworks SR25 miking it up. Let's grab a guitar that I don't think I've ever played on the channel for you guys. This is Music Man Silhouette Special 20th Anniversary Edition. A very, very cool guitar. Absolutely gorgeous. So let's plug it in. The pedals that I'm going to be using are the Wampler triple rec for the high gain sounds. We're going to use the JHS double barrel for a really smooth and creamy kind of lead tone. And then we're going to use the True North Tweed Drive for some blues tones. Let's take a listen. after recording and mixing those guitar parts, I've got to say having the amp in its own isolation booth is going to be hugely beneficial. It was just so much easier to quickly dial in the tones that I liked, without all that in-room interference. And when you run a small studio, you don't always have that luxury, so I'm super thankful for that. Now, having a cranked up tube amp has always been my first choice for recording. There's all sorts of amazing, modeling solutions out there. I have the Helix as well, but my first choice has always been a cranked up tube amp. So now with the isolation boost, I can crank the volume, I can hit it with some pedals, which again has always been my choice. A good clean amp with lots of headroom, crank it up, hit it with some pedals, and you get some amazing tones. So that wraps up some of the main features of the new studio. I've got all my acoustic instruments in a different room, still kind of hanging and arranging those. I didn't want them in my main studio room because they do vibrate quite a bit when you're playing loudly. So yeah, there we go. That's kind of the broad strokes of the new studio. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, the other thing I forgot to mention is I've got some upward firing LED lights. I'm just going to turn off one of the soft boxes here, see if that shows up better. Yeah, there you go. So obviously they're just daisy chained together. You can change the color and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of give some interest to that back wall. Thanks so much for coming along. You can check out a link to the t-shirts in the video description below, along with my tab store. Other than that, have an amazing week, you guys. Take care. We'll see you next time.